Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 7th to the 13th of August 2017. We begin the week with a lunar eclipse full moon in Aquarius at 15 degrees, the very middle degree of Aquarius. So that means that the sun is at the middle degree of Leo, 15 degrees Leo, and the moon is at the middle degree of Aquarius, opposite. So we're pulled across the Leo-Aquarius axis. Full moons work very deeply with us because just as we're used to journeying with the sun, with the collective field of this time of year, we get pulled from the depths, from the moon, to reflect upon our subconscious and the inner world as well. I like to teach astrology as 6 pairs rather than 12 signs, so these two do go very, very well together. Aquarius is the sovereign king, the one that knows, the one that has the old wisdom. And Leo is the expression of that, how we radiate that light out and shine. In Tarot, Aquarius is the star card, so it's shining our starlight out from the heart of the lion with courage and conviction and golden radiance. But we have 2 lots of unknowing coming up because Aquarius is unexpected, can be challenging, can be very unconventional, and a full moon lunar eclipse can bring in sudden changes. So we've got sudden changes that might be a little bit bizarre. But with Aquarius we reconnect back to the old wisdom. So I feel this feeling of bizarreness might be strangely familiar. Something that we've known all along, something that we knew once before, long ago, and have almost forgotten. So there may be a feeling of something coming up that, although seems odd, is actually familiar when we stop and explore it. So if we dive into the oddness, if we embrace the controversial, if we explore the improbable, then that would serve us better than going with the rational mind and trying to make events conform to our current version of what is normal. But it's all about control. We're heading towards the Mercury retrograde and we're so taught these days to control with the rational mind. But can you let go into the allowing of not knowing? Can you be happy to ask the right questions rather than think that you know the answer? Because this is the way we can break out of belief patterns and conditioning, by just stopping to not know long enough, but to question with the inquisitive, young, intuitively intelligent mind. So there's a feeling of coming home here, strange at first, but then actually I realise what this is. This feels like something that's true, that's something that I've always known. I'm almost already where I am without having to try to get there. That's the feeling that this lunar eclipse may well bring in. But like I say, with 2 lots of unexpected, maybe just take a very calm approach to Monday, keep a lot of space just to explore and not put too much in the diary, too much having to do things, having to think things or understand things, and see what happens. I feel this will open up a whole new landscape, because sometimes we've just built a narrative and a story and a landscape around us for familiarity's sake, like a comfort blanket. But when we have our eyes opened, it can feel strange at first, but then as our eyes get used to the new landscape, the new perspective, then we can start to see the potential and walk through the portal into a new way of seeing and being. So this feeling permeates the week. Everything starts to feel different by the middle of the week. More changes are still on their way as we're heading towards Mercury retrograde, which is perfectly timed with all the other activity. So not being fixed to a set outcome, not needing to know, but just be simply curious, permeates Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and into the weekend. Maybe take a very heightened perspective. What does your life look from outside of you? If you looked at the earth from the outside, what would it look like? What would it look like collectively? What does your life actually look like when you take off the bars, when you take off the chains and explore your cosmic freedom? This is all working so deeply because Uranus is turning retrograde, so we're going inwards to explore our majesty, to explore what we've known over ages, and to reconnect with our bigger perspective and our abilities, our powers. So Uranus retrograde at this time is working perfectly with a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign that it rules, which is Aquarius. We've had a couple of years of taking off the attachments, taking off the stabilisers or the scaffolding on the building, and this is very much a week where we will be walking alone. Although we are always connected to everything that there is, this is an independent voyage that we're going on, and it will be different for every single person. So as we head towards Virgo, as Mercury turns retrograde on Sunday in Virgo, this is the journey of the hermit, to go self-lit into our inner world and to explore our unique path. Many people don't like Mercury retrograde because it requires letting go of the control mind, letting go of the illusion that we've created that we are making our life happen by thinking and doing, that we're in control somehow of a linear process, that we're trying to get somewhere, and that it's through our mental focus and our speaking and action that we'll get there. But we're letting go of that control. We're going with Mercury almost into the realm of Pisces. If you look at these pairs again, if Mercury turns retrograde in Virgo, then the opposite of that is Pisces. This is our cellular knowing. This is our emotional intelligence. This is our connection to the whole, the bigger picture, when we stop trying. So maybe see Mercury retrograde in Virgo as a journey into the etheric waters of Pisces, the realms of imagination, intuition, inspiration, and multi-lifetime perspective. That should make the Mercury retrograde feel more comfortable, because all we have to do is stop controlling, stop being attached, and then a whole different world opens up, a world of potential where we actually allow other things to come in rather than just the one outcome, the one plan, the one goal. So all told, a very strange, cosmic and bizarre week, but if you stay centred to your all truth, to your real self, to your ability to expand into other realms, to your ability to let go and flow, then we have a couple of weeks where this will be unfolding. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but I feel that by next week we can actually start to play, and we'll feel that we're actually expanding, and enjoy the feeling of floating, enjoy the exploration, and enjoy the information and the wisdom that comes through. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If you'd like some help navigating these interesting Aquarian waters, then I am available one-to-one or over Skype for personal readings. I'd love to meet you and see where this is happening for you. Astrology is a study that's very well aligned to the Aquarian energies, so if anybody would like to join my online group and study over the course of a year, or any of my online courses and study at your own pace, then those are all available. And if you'd like to meet me, I also run a number of meetup groups, so please do contact me if you're interested in any of those. All of this is listed on my website, www.astrozo.com, or you can email me zoehind7@gmail.com.